Alright guys, welcome back to the video. This will be the first time I've done voiceover on one of my disc golf videos. Another thing, this is my brand new logo you see on the screen now. If y'all like it, please comment below and let me know what you think about it. But I'm out at the Piney Woods course at Texarkana, Texas. I'm playing with a couple guys, my dad and Bobby. You'll see them a couple times in the video, but it'll just be me throwing. So let's get into it. Alright guys, starting it off on hole 1, I'm throwing an MVP hex here. It's a pretty straightforward hole. I pulled my disc to the right. I needed to get left right there just to have a chance at a putt. It looks like I missed my putt there. I think I just tossed up underneath the basket and it was a tap in. Right here I'm throwing a Raider. It's a long par 3 with the right to left. This is going extremely fast. It's going to be hard for me to keep up. But I put it pretty close to the basket and made that one for the birdie that puts me at 1 under. Here's a par 4, probably the easiest hole on the course, and I threw a terrible drive, kicked left even further. Right here I got a hooligan disc yeet in the hand, and what I'm trying to do is throw a huge flex right here with my overstable one and hit a tree, and it just kicked crazy far to the right, almost into the deep woods, but I'm just right on the edge. I have a Kristen Tatar Pure here, Tour Series, and I throw a nice shot. Got pretty lucky getting through all those trees. It was a lot to miss, and put me about 25 feet or so, and I cashed this one. So on to the next hole. Just saved par, still at 1 under. Right here is a pretty gettable par 3, just a simple little hyzer, and once again the backhand is just not coming off correctly. Kicked me off to the right over here. I'm in some deep doo-doo. I've got the berg in hand. Usually when the berg's in hand, I'm trying to make it. But in this instance, I'm really just trying. I need something to put on super hyzer and flip up a little bit. And I know the berg will do that. I got a little tunnel to go through. I knew if I could get out in the open, I could probably get pretty close to the basket. It almost hit the pole. It was about 3 feet away. Here is a par 3. I'm throwing a little. This is an MVP Crave or an Axiom Crave, I'm not sure. And I'm putting it on a touch of ante and just letting it ride to the right a little bit. Put me super close to the basket to put me 2 under. This is a par 4, pretty straightforward. You don't mind a little right skip with the forehand, and you're going uphill. I end up hitting a tree and actually kicking back left. It's not a bad spot, but it does pinch me off on the left side a little bit. I'm throwing a hooligan disc flip here. It's the only disc in my bag that I know that I can forehand it while I'm hyzer through that gap and turn left. It was the first time I ever tried it, and it worked out well to get me another birdie right here. Right here, this is hole 7. I got a hooligan disc vibe here. I'm just wanting to pretty much throw it as straight as possible right at that biggest pine tree and let it start finishing left, but you don't want it to go too far left. It's a pretty tight fairway here. I threw a pretty good shot. It just needed to start getting left, and I hit the last tree right there. Kicked me a little bit right. As you can see, I'm up on top of the hill. Not much of a look. Trying to get through. Bam. Smack a little bitty tree. Knocks me straight back down where the short basket is. Now I have a pretty good gap to throw over the top and at least get a look at a putt right here. Switched disc last second because I realized I need something a little more overstable that I could throw hard and really hit the gap with accuracy. And I guess I'm still contemplating right now what I'm going to do. Throw a good shot. I hit the initial gap that I wanted to. Stab in the side of the hill. Luckily, it doesn't roll too far. I'm only left with about 25 feet here, but it's so uphill. Sometimes those putts get me, and luckily I made it right here. I'm going with a hex off the tee here, just trying to throw it straight down this tunnel. I end up getting all the way through in a good spot. Actually, when I got down here, it was pushed a little bit too far. I'm throwing a MVP Matrix here just to get a little left turn with a mid-range, and I end up throwing an almost perfect shot right next to the basket. And there's Bobby in the background for another birdie. Here's the only par 5 on the course. It's extremely difficult hole. You got to throw downhill in a low tunnel. About most you can get off the tee is about 250. I was in a little bit of water right here. I took relief behind it. Throwing a Raider right here and crushing it absolutely as far as I can, trying to get up by the basket for 2 and hit a tree. ended up being a little bit short, and I've got a little window to go to the basket, so I'm looking to try to sink this right here. And just at the base for a nice little tap in birdie. This is one of the easiest holes on the course. It's just a 270-foot putter shot, slightly downhill, right in front of your face, and I throw it into the ground and leave myself with about a 70-foot jump putt here. It's not a good day whenever you're throwing the disc into the ground, and the backhand just wasn't working for me today. End up saving the par there. This hole is extremely uphill. It's about 260, I believe, 264, but you got to throw about 350 power to get it up the hill, and I end up going a little left, hitting a tree, and rolling about halfway down the hill. I got the berg in hand, so I'd be lying to you if I wasn't trying to make this, and it's so uphill I just didn't throw it high enough. Ended up being right underneath the basket. And right here, I love this par 3, straight downhill. Throwing my overstable hex, and I yanked the crap out of it. I'm talking about yank city, way over to the right, and it kept traveling to the right too. Kind of in a weird position over here. Also got the berg in hand, trying to make this bad boy. I've got the window, I've got the airspace, slinging it up, and right in front of the basket for another little tap in. I've got a brand new destroyer here that I'm testing out, and it seems to be a great flyer. Hit this tunnel perfectly. End up hitting a tree and kicking a little bit right there. I'm in a really weird spot right here because I'm playing pretty well. Haven't taken a bogey here, and that's rare on this course. I'm trying to do my best to get up and down. I'm far enough up, but I just don't want to be put in a position over to the right and not be able to get up and down. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do here to play the safest shot. And slips out of my hand early release. I hit the first pine tree. Right here, I can see the basket, and there's 2 trees right in front of the basket, and they're about 5 feet away, it looks like. So I just throw it right at the basket. I know if I hit those 2 trees, I'll still be close. It puts me about 15 feet right here, and I'm pretty confident in my putt that I'm going to make those about 99% of the time. End up making a par out there, throwing the Raider again right here, trying to get way up this tunnel. It just kept kind of rising on me there. Any more left turn, and I'm way up the fairway. Ended up stabbing in the ground in the middle of some casual water, so I took some relief behind. Didn't really have any options over here. Right here, just trying to get in position and take a par, and ended up showing y'all a little magic right here, throwing the pure, dead center into the basket. I've done it so many times, hit off the basket, but I finally got one to go in. Par 4, probably the toughest hole on the course. Can't make this stuff up. Throwing my vibe down the left side, getting it to turn right a little bit, end up right in the middle of the fairway. I'm about to take I believe it's the MVP Crave, or it may be Axiom Crave right here. Just going to try to throw it straight up this tunnel and try to finish by the basket. And throw the hyzer, just way too low again. Didn't allow the disc to stay in the air long enough to get that little right turn. So now I've got a long jump putt to try to get the birdie. And yes, my straddle jump putt needs some work. Had 0 power behind that. Par 3 uphill. It's about 400 feet. I'm throwing my vibe here, trying to get all the way up. Just needed a little left turn right there. I actually hit the gap pretty well. Ended up kicking off a tree a little bit to the left. Now I got a little anti-putt around this tree, sitting about, I think I measured it at 52 feet. Because, bam, my best putt of the round, probably my best putt in the past couple rounds. Throwing the yeet off the top of this hill. It's about 450 to clear the corner. And I'm throwing this thing hard, just trying to get a little left turn out of it and get it to finish around the corner. End up in a really good spot. I'm throwing a mid-range from MVP here. Don't really remember what it is. It may be an Axiom disc, but it's ends up being a great approach disc. Ended up throwing it a little bit short. I leave myself about a 45-foot downhiller with hazard right behind me. Luckily, I got over the hazard ditch right there, and I'm on the opposite side that's safe. Just pick my disc up, putting it here, bang off the cage. Luckily, it didn't get a roll away back in the hazard for a tap in. Taking my first bogey of the round. Throwing that destroyer again because it came off so good on the last hole that I threw it on, and it's about the same thing. Hit a tree there at the end. Leave myself with a, I don't know how far, probably 120 feet right here. Trying to throw the berg in again. And, oh, just right in front of the basket. Forgot I picked up my destroyer there and threw it. Trying to throw an anti-flex shot in there. Finishing off the round with a nice easy little par putt. So guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. If you like what you're seeing, please let me know. Share this video, it really helps out.